welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays
A Brooklyn
crunchy
baby.
and milk.
I was born up in Kings County. Inside the womb 7 months before the queen found me. Up in Body Brownsville with things around me. Now roam Gatton Statlin with cream team around me. They call me Bobby cousin Billy got the black Harley. Taught a son how to snipe cats like Lee Harvey. All's well that ends well. My big brother Divine, he push a Benz well. I got the cherry red range known for rocking heavy chains. I'm from the tribe of men who were Berry Kings. On the back of the A train, my daydream. Should I make a fat hit or should I take cream? From the clan that bought you cash rule. I make slow grind tracks, you grab ass too. Give respect to the prince when he passed through. Might have a chocolate deluxe in a glass shoe. Cousin Billy known to strap the black Uzi. Shoot you in front of the Jakes like Jack Ruby. Live on TV. Where you see BOBBYDIGITALAL. Things ain't too well. Hello, welcome to it. It's Stays Crunchy and Milk, episode 440. This show is for the week of April 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I am. There you go. For the week of April 11th, in case you're wondering when this show drops. I am, of course, joined by my best friends. It's Tatum216.
in the building.
It's my man Lunchbox2099. We out here. We doing the gosh darn thing, and I'm happy to have everybody here with me back at it. Like a bad habit. Second show we've done this week. But the other show steers so differently than what we normally do here. We was on, if you didn't know, we were on this month's Cadillac on Mars. I'm always on Cadillac Mars. I am a co-host on that show. But my always was with me. It's always so very comforting. You know what I'm saying? Got my clique with me. But you would think, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Well, we got plenty to talk about because we can talk about that. We can talk about everything else. And it's going to be a delight, and I'm happy to do it.
But unfortunately, we don't talk about Bruno.
Not unfortunately. We shouldn't be talking about Bruno.
I think we should. Bruno seems like a nice guy.
I mean, it was my wedding day and not a cloud in the sky.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Box, have you watched Encanto?
I have not.
I truly believe you would enjoy it. Honest to God.
Yeah, you would. Today we were listening to the soundtrack in the car. And my voice is messed up. I threw up last night, so.
You got the rhinovirus? It's going around?
No, I don't know if it's a rhinovirus because I wasn't pooping.
Okay.
But like I just didn't feel good. I kind of feel like I had a sound from Deus Cosmic Subs. Maybe they was touching pork or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I threw up and I felt good afterwards.
I was going to say, did you immediately feel better?
Yeah.
And that's probably just a little bit of, like you say, a little bit of food contamination. So I'm glad you feel better. You don't sound any worse for the wear, so I'm glad for that as well.
I sound better than I sound this morning. Of course, like Spud was the only one that was like, "You okay? What's wrong with your voice?" I was like, "Remember last night I told you I wasn't feeling good? Well, I didn't feel good and I threw up." He was like, "Oh, okay."
Nice. It's always good when you got a little rider.
Everyone was like, "You want to get punched?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay."
Not now, thank you, sir.
Yeah, he asked me, was it now okay to get punched in the stomach by him? I was like, no, it's still not okay.
So can I whoop your ass, old man? No? Okay, but I'll see you later. Put some respect on it. Well, it is. Even though for the last couple of weeks I hadn't been doing news, we had some interest. I found one story that I find interesting. I think you guys will find it interesting as well. And that's our local story this week, and one story that I consider to be very good news. So we're gonna do a couple of news stories. We'll give you a little bit of updates in our lives, our well-being, some of the assholes, some entertainment talk. You know how we do it, baby. It works this way every week, and we ride away. First up, this is from the good people over at Scene. This is from Sam Allard. There should be public restrooms on public square, among other improvements, advocates say. The grassroots transit advocacy organization, Clevelanders for Public Transit, has called on the city of Cleveland to include a number of modifications to the design and use of public square as the city prepares to spend $1.5 million toward a $3.5 million construction project there. The project will install removable bollards as a safety measure that are meant to permanently replace the temporary concrete Jersey barriers former Mayor Frank Jackson demanded be placed on the square in what many interpreted as a retaliatory measure against transit activists. Jackson was angered that public pressure and a looming threat of FTA debt collection forced him to reopen the square to buses. The theory goes, and so he deliberately brutalized the $50 million square with ugly barriers that provided arbitrary protection to pedestrians and has now caused significant surface damage on Superior Avenue. In a press release this week, CPT applauded the decision to install bollards at last, but reiterated a number of their demands that the previously submitted to Mayor Justin Bibb when he was first elected. Demands they hope will improve the transit system citywide, CPT stressed above all, that public squares should be designed for the public. In that vein, CPT noted that private vehicles park on public square behind the Rebo restaurant on a daily basis without reprimand. These vehicles use the busy crosswalk between Tower City and Public Square as a driveway and a parking lot. This must stop, the release read. When the new bollard design is implemented, CPT wants private vehicles gone and a rule barring cyclists overturned. It also wants the city to stop closing Superior for superfluous public events, closures which have ripple effects on on-time performance throughout the system. On the square itself, CPT would like to see the installation of a 24-hour public restroom and has advised using American Rescue Plan Act dollars to build it. They have also asked for heating elements to be added to bus stops on and around the square. Bus riders know all too well how cold it can be to wait for buses that come too infrequently. The release read, Public Square and the immediate vicinity is a Cleveland transit district, which should shine an example of the ease and comfort of public transit for all. CPT has also calls for comprehensive review of the central business district's traffic patterns and is once again asking for traffic signal priority for buses and pedestrians on Superior. It also suggests red bus only lanes on Superior that they say would ensure bus priority and speed up trips. All of this makes perfect sense, which means it'll never happen. You know how the city moves. You know how the politicians in this town work, and they fuck with the businesses in this town. And the businesses, like I said, Rebel don't want people not to be able to park back there, because that means you run over there to get food from them. Hell, it might be employees sitting there, parked there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that way they don't have to park in TC and be paying whatever fees they charge for parking at this point. So,
yeah, hopefully, we have a young, boisterous mayor. Yeah. Who's trying to get some things done. So hopefully, they allow him to make these changes, and because it would be nice to have a nice downtown. Bring some stuff down there. Man, like I said,
Go ahead.
Now, I've been, doing some traveling with with my family lately, and one of the main statements my son said was like, he's so like, is this downtown? Is this downtown? Because the way, like, all the different cities we've been to, downtown is popping. Yeah, like you go to a downtown Chicago, there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
And like we were in downtown Pittsburgh, so many things to do. You go to a downtown Cleveland, just a couple
Yeah.
things to do if you can find it. So
Yeah, and that has been, it's just the way the city is laid out for many. It's been like that for years. We put most of our art and entertainment further away from the heart. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like our art museum is basically, deep on the east side. Not deep per se, but it really is compared to, where downtown is.
yeah,
Our Severance Hall, you know what I'm saying, where you have more artistic type, singing performances. It's like, again, right across the street next to me from the art museum. It's like it's all the way down the way. And it's just like I said, it's just the way our city was laid out so many years ago.
yes.
It's like they kept
everything's
downtown.
Euclid.
Yeah. They kept downtown basically for, business, I guess. And that it kind of works, but also, saying you need entertainment down there. You need to be able to draw people down there.
Yeah, but everything is technically on one street.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when we had streetcars, people were going up and down the street on Euclid. But that's
True
not
indeed.
the case anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So, and again, there's another reason that like I said, this group, trying to look out for public transit. It's a step that you in the right direction if you could get our public transit popping. You know what I'm saying? It's something a lot of cities and states have been looking into as trying to make public transit probably just free and truly public.
Yeah.
And therefore people would probably use it more and hopefully drive less and so forth and so on. So we'll see how our work plays itself out, man. It's about, like I said, it's time for some changes to occur. I was going to say if they should do public bathrooms down there, but they also should probably do it in, I want to say, either the German or Japanese style, where them hoes is basically self-cleaning.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be because for whatever reason, America does our public facilities dirty. And I don't know why Americans feel like they need to go in and, rub poop on the wall and scratch,
Jessica.
Yeah, whatever into the. I was like, what is it about us? Because, like I said, other countries have public facilities, and they just don't have that. They don't suffer that much,
Yeah, we're a country built on free labor that thinks that that still has that deep in their soul, and that thinks that we'll have somebody to clean it up. Man, I tell my kids that all the time. Like we went to Dewey's the other day.
Mm-hmm.
They were washing their hands, and I'm like, guys, you just slow down, stop that. Before we came in here, all this water and stuff wasn't all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, you got to realize that, you got to try not to make a big mess because that just makes us look bad.
Yeah, it's like I said, even as I think about it, I'm like, what's going to happen? The toilet's going to get clogged up because somebody's going to throw a whole roll of toilet paper in it.
Yeah.
And think it's hilarious. And it's just like, I hate it. I hate that this country has convinced us that that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, I used to hate that shit when they used to do it at Wendy's. It used to be this one lady. Her name was Annette. And she lived in my neighborhood. She would come all the way down to, I guess Wendy's was in my neighborhood. It was down the street from me. And she used to, we caught her ass red-handed. Like, she would just flush the toilet and, watch it, take it from the roll and go straight into the toilet and keep flushing the toilet. But she had mental issues, so I still don't understand. You shouldn't be doing that, man.
And you know what? Maybe that's exactly you. Maybe you just hit the nail on the head. Maybe because the way we treat the mentally disabled. Disabled is not the term you want to use anymore. People with different mental capabilities in this country who've been getting fucked over since Reagan, who made it his personal fucking vendetta to try to make sure that all kinds of institutions and the like for helping those people were closed. That those are the people who maybe go out and do such chicanery, Yeah. Can't call it. It's bothersome. But like I said, that was the local news, and I found that positive in that I'm glad they're going to get rid of those fucking concrete barriers that Frank Jackson installed. Oh, hating ass, and they're gonna put up some proper, you know what they are. You've seen them before outside of malls. They're called bollards, and they're just basically like the little wide pipes that'll keep people from running up on the sidewalk. Yeah. So I'm glad that's going to be that is a much better deal than the concrete barriers that normally go on the damn highways for construction work. I got this one from BBC World News because oddly enough, it's always better for me to go get American news from an international source because I like to see their perspective on it. And of course, BBC World News does not give bylines, so this is just from the good people of England. Ketanji Brown Jackson, U.S. Senate votes to confirm judge to top court. The U.S. Supreme Court is to include a black female justice for the first time in the 233-year history after the Senate confirmed Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson to the 9-member bench. 3 Republicans crossed the aisle to seal her appointment by a vote of 53 to 47. Justice Jackson's appointment fulfills President Joe Biden's campaign promise to put a black woman on the court. Chuck Schumer, the majority leader, called it a joyous day for the United States. The vote was overseen by Vice President Kamala Harris, the first black woman to hold the office. Black and Asian, we don't ever want to take away from that. I'm saying they be forgetting the Asian part, and that's a big goddamn deal in itself. Ms. Jackson, 51, will replace Justice Stephen Breyer, a fellow liberal judge for whom she once clerked upon his retirement in June. The lifetime appointment will likely see Ms. Jackson on the bench for decades, but will not shift the ideological balance of the current court with its 6-3 conservative majority. Ms. Jackson has said she has a methodology to deciding cases, but not an overarching philosophy. And she agreed with Republican senators about the importance of abiding by the text of the Constitution as it was intended by the founders. During her confirmation, Democrats touted her experience working as a public defender. She'll be the first Supreme Court justice since Thurgood Marshall, the first black Supreme Court justice, to have career experience representing criminal defendants. The jurist, a Washington, D.C. native, currently sits on the influential U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. She has 2 degrees from Harvard and once served as editor of the Harvard Law Review. She has worked as a public defender in Washington before joining a private practice prior to her judicial appointments. Some Republicans took issue with clients Ms. Jackson took on as a public defender, a public defense lawyer, namely terrorism suspects held at Gitmo, with some accusing her of being soft on crime. Others, however, applauded the diversity of experience her legal career would bring to the bench over the course of what was at times highly fractious and almost entirely polarized 6-week confirmation process. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, one of 3 Republicans to vote in favor of Justice Jackson, said the decision rested in part as a rejection of the corrosive politicization that has come to shape the confirmation progress. The new justice will bring to the Supreme Court a range of experience from the courtroom that few can match given her background in litigation, Ms. Murkowski said. The top court plays a crucial role in American public life, and it's often the last word on highly contentious laws and disputes between the states and the federal government. I am wildly hyped that now Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson has been confirmed to join the Supreme Court. I am not shocked by Republicans, all of them with the exception of these 3, so not voting for her and then having the audacity to clap for her as if they did vote for her. Because the reality of it is they just want to be on record and saying we don't fuck with her, but we fuck with her. Because they know that there has never been a person this experienced to get on that bench. Just none. So, fuck them. Fuck them high and fuck them dry. I'm tired of their bullshit. And like I said, I super need motherfuckers to get that vote out come November. Because if we can hold down a couple more seats in the Senate and keep the House. Those 2 things have to happen. We can get some things done in the next couple of years of Biden's presidency, and hope to secure the democracy of this nation. But that's a big deal, and respect putting a black woman in that position. Fuck with it. So that was the good news I thought this
great
week.
news
For sure.
Like like great news in bleak times. So let's hope we can keep that kind of like good energy going.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully Clarence Thomas can get up out of there and we can get somebody else on the Supreme Court.
For real. Whew. Fucking asshole.
Hopefully
his ass about to paint.
I mean, hopefully another black woman, but if not another black woman, somebody who is just as qualified as who we just elected. So
correct. You know what I'm saying?
Appointed, not elected.
Well, worked out. But that's it, people. That was your news for the week. So we knew it was going tip tap through the tulips, and I'm gonna shout out to my man Tatum, brother. What's been going on with you?
Well, first of all, I bought back the Ooohh Kill Em book.
Nice. I hadn't seen that book in forever. Holy smokes.
So, first thing I'm going to bring up before we get to the main subject, not to bring Will Smith back up, but this is really interesting, something I had in this book. Gosh. I have so much stuff in this book. I ain't worried. Tia cut it all out. God damn, there's so much stuff in this book. So one of the things I found in this book that I will eventually get to, which I might have fucking passed it up. Oh, here it is. So, it was a couple of remakes of shows that I had wrote down. One story was Sanford's Son and Daughter. One was Family was a Family Matters reboot, but also one of the things I wrote down was The Fresh Prince of Philly.
Nice.
And the premise was that Will's son is an uppity, snotty Bel Air kid who needs some toughening up, so he goes to live with his grandma in Philly.
Not that I'm knocking the Fresh Prince reboot, but I mean that would have been a fun because it's like it would have been in the vein of How I Met Your Father. You know what I'm saying? Just another take on it. You feel me?
Yeah, I need to reach out to Will Smith giving out these deals. I need to write up a spec script. But yeah, I was looking at that and that was interesting. And I mean, shit, that had to be like 6 years ago or something. I wrote that down. Yeah. It was a while ago. So, but I came up with a pretty neat game. I was hoping Gabe would be on here, so I was excited when I seen his face initially. Like, oh yeah, this won't just be all on T, but it will be all on T tonight. So, in this game, well, you have to guess. In this edition of Skimmer Skip, is it me, Lunchbox, or both?
Okay.
You have to answer that question. Is it me, Lunchbox, or both? So, let's start with question number 1. Currently is into night phone posits. Is that me, Lunch, or both of us?
I feel like it's only Lunch currently.
You would be correct. Lunch every couple of days is talking about different phone posits he's finding on the internet, and he's interested in them. Like I wore a pair the other day, which was crazy. Like he sent me a picture of one. I was like, I actually have those shoes, and I was wearing another pair of them. But yeah, I haven't bought a pair of phone posits in many years now. All right. T got the first one correct. Gave up on Facebook.
I'm sorry, what?
Gave up on Facebook.
Both of y'all, you gave up on Facebook years ago in Box. I mean, I guess technically Box has not given up on Facebook. Box doesn't post to Facebook, but he does check Facebook from time to time because invites still show up there and so on and so on. But he goes months between. So, I mean, is that really supporting Facebook in any way, shape, or form?
No, but you I guess you got it right. You checked all the boxes. It's mostly me, but he's on his way out.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't posted on Facebook in almost 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do use Messenger. So
thinks
yeah,
the Wiz.
T pretty much nailed that.
He's nailing it. He's 2 for 2 so far. He thinks the Wiz is better than the Wizard of Oz.
I don't think Dan has seen The Wiz. Is that racist? Maybe. But I don't think Dan has seen The Wiz.
So answer the question: is it me, Dan, or both of us?
Oh, I think you think The Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz.
Okay,
But it's wildly scary because The Wiz be having some moments in it. But I don't.
I was rewatching it the other day. Yeah, that shit. It got some scary moments in it.
And you are 100% correct. I have never seen The Wiz.
Okay.
But in your mind, as you're thinking, The Wiz probably better than The Wizard of Oz.
I mean, I've seen like the pictures from it, so it seems like it'd be more comical.
It checks all the boxes where it should be better. All right, so
Did you watch I wonder, can you find that remake anywhere that they did a few years back with Common in it? They did a live production on NBC, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, how they do like the plays.
Yeah, they did a live version of The Wiz. It was really well done.
I think they got something else coming up on there soon. I just saw a
Really?
commercial for it recently. To pull it up. I know they did Annie recently.
again, yeah. So number 4 has been in love with Megan Good since she was on Cousin Skeeter on Snick.
I'm going to say both y'all. I feel like I've heard Box talk about Megan Good before. And I'm just putting it on your ass with no real responsibility when I think about it.
What do you say to that, Lunch?
I would say it's mostly correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I would too. Like, I would say both of us. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Their grandmother took them thrifting growing up.
Both y'all.
That would be correct again.
Yeah. If you didn't know, these people are my best friends, and I don't joke around with that shit. So I kind of should know these pretty decently. I'm gonna fuck up somewhere, trust me. But I'm okay so far because I know these motherfuckers.
Right. Number 6 doesn't own a dishwasher.
I don't know if you currently own a dishwasher. I know you had some issues with your dishwasher, so I don't know what happened with that shit when it's all said and done because that motherfucker was leaking into your basement, and I know Daniel doesn't have a dishwasher. So right now, I can't call it for you.
But you got to give them a definite answer.
Oh, well, then right now, Box doesn't have a dishwasher. Anthony does have a dishwasher. Do you have a dishwasher, Anthony?
I do not. So both of them don't have a dishwasher. All right. Loves tea and tea.
Oh, that's both of y'all.
All right. Has seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Neither of y'all. I don't know. You came before. You just 80s enough that you probably would have seen it on like when they put it on Channel 5 or Channel 3. Forgive me. So I go with Ant has seen It's a Wonderful Life. Box has not.
You are wrong. Box has seen It's a Wonderful Life. I haven't.
Right. I've seen the movie and I've seen the live action play.
They did a play of It's a Wonderful Life?
Mm-hmm.
If you had an opinion, who was the better situation?
Like between the movie and the play?
Yeah.
I mean, the movie's classic, you know.
The only
How have you managed to skip It's a Wonderful Life all these years?
I've seen parts of it. I've never seen the whole movie before. The only thing I remember is him getting the shit smacked out of his ear, and like I remember it being some dark blood on the dude's hand. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they took us to see the play when I was in middle school. Mm-hmm. They took us to see that, and they took us to see Dracula.
They're loving it.
It was pretty good. I mean, I was like 13 when that happened. They took us not to Playhouse Square, but to the other one, Playhouse or whatever, out by like the hospital. That's the one they closed, right?
Caramel House?
I don't remember the name of it. I just know it's not the one by downtown. Yeah, because like they had us like I remember the school bus parking in a parking lot behind the building, and then us like going in through the back. And I know that definitely isn't the situation over by Playhouse Square. So I remember it was the other one by the hospital.
I forgot the name of it, but it's like further up, like 8. It's not Caramoo House, it's the other one.
Okay.
I forgot the name.
I'm pretty sure it's the one that just recently closed.
Yes. It was like the concert hall or something like that.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they took us to see the play, and then because I saw the play, I went ahead and I watched the movie on Channel 3 like a couple years after that because I was like, well, I've seen the one, so I should see the other.
All right. Okay. Respect it. I feel okay about that loss. I'll take that L.
Yeah, that was very obscure.
Yeah.
Number 9, Hates the Beach.
I've been to the beach with Dan before, and we seem to have a good time there. I don't think he hates it. So I'm going to go with Ant hates the beach. Box doesn't.
I do hate the beach.
Okay.
I remember one time.
I feel like you just hate sand.
I don't like sand very much.
Yeah.
I remember we went to the beach one time, and back in the day when KFC was good, we got a bucket of chicken and went to the beach. And somebody got fucking sand in the chicken.
I remember that story.
That shit.
I remember that story.
Sand is problematic.
Yeah. I've literally been to the beach with Daniel. We've swam together in Lake. What lake is that? Lake Ontario, I believe that's what that lake is. Mm-hmm. Off of Toronto there. Now I want to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It means Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
I know, but then what if I'm an idiot?
You're no idiot.
Right. Turns out that particular lake is not the lake. Let me click on it.
Last but not least, grew up on the east side of Cleveland.
I'm sorry, what?
Last but not least, grew up on the east side of Cleveland.
Both of y'all. Do you consider Box grew? I mean, I guess Box didn't wrap it up over there, but I mean, he definitely was there for a stretch.
Over there.
Yeah. I grew up on the east side.
Yeah. So both of y'all.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that I grew up on the far east side, but I grew up on the east side.
Oh no, you came up in Islamic Village territory, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's no far east side or nothing like that. We got two sides of town in Cleveland. That's it goes back to the previous conversation with Euclid. We got the east side and the west side because of the river. And I remember, I think it was in maybe first grade. I remember it was just talking about how good, the water was so clean back then. You could scoop it up and just drink it straight out. I was like, man, that water must have been real good back then. Can't get it no more.
So fresh. I got two more lakes I need to hit up. One is Superior and one is Huron. And I'm looking at that like, okay.
What states do you got to hit to hit those up? Wisconsin or something?
I can go. I can get both of them just by going to Michigan. I can get just in the mitten. I can hit Lake Huron just by going a little further up a little is to say a lot. A bit further up the road from Detroit, we can hit Lake Huron, and all the way to the Upper Peninsula. I got to go to the UP to hit Lake Superior. The UP and the northern side of the UP to hit Lake Superior. But you are correct. Minnesota and Wisconsin both touch Lake Superior. Michigan is truly a peninsula. It is surrounded by water on three sides by way of rivers and the Great Lakes. So it's crazy to see how that works out. So the way the mitten sits, word to Michigan. So yeah, I need two more of the Great Lakes to have knocked out all the Great Lakes, and I would like to do that. I think I would like to check that off the old list.
Well, my goal by the end of 2022 is to keep on. It's to put the Ooohh Kill Em book to rest. Like finish filling it up.
Okay.
Write some more content in here because this book is skim history here.
Yeah.
This will go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
This watch was your birthright. Your father took that watch and stuck it up his ass.
I think that notebook's going to go in the Smithsonian.
There you go.
Right next to Kinky Boots.
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you for that. I love games. I miss being able to play games. Was a part of this show's history, a fact we recently discussed. We started the show with a contest and the like, and I like that. I like that reach back in time. So it's all to the good.
If we ever got if we truly ever got some like feedback or more feedback, I would start Dollar Store Trivia back up.
Surely.
Dollar Store Trivia was fun, and I went out of my way not to get shitty stuff for the prizes.
Yeah.
So, but,
what is it now? Like $1.25 store trivia?
I could go to Mark's and still find good stuff, and it'll still be $1, and people be like,
Yeah. That's what's up. Daniel, man, we passed the baton to you, sir. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
So, T and I took a trip this past weekend. I fucked up. I fully admit it.
Will you ever let yourself not have to worry about that? It's okay, man. It was a dumb mistake, but I feel like we made up for it.
The thing about it though is it's not usually a mistake that I make.
Yeah.
So I'm like beating myself up about it because it was such a simple like thing. So there was this toy show coming to a city about an hour south of where we live.
Yeah.
And I planned it out where like T and my buddy were gonna go with me, and I picked up my buddy drove his car over here because he was gonna stay at my house that evening and watch WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So he brought his car over here, so when WrestleMania was over, he could leave and go home. And so he came over here, and then I went and picked up T, and then we drove.
Just out cold, people.
I wish I was asleep because I didn't sleep all that night.
Which is not normally how I roll. I'm actually very good about being awake and ready. But Box called me like, I'm in the driveway. I'm like, fuck.
The whole thing was weird because like I texted T and my buddy at like 11 o'clock Friday morning with like the location of where we were going and just basically saying when we should probably leave by. Mm. And then like no one said shit. And then I'm laying in bed at like fucking midnight. T starts texting me about bunt cakes. And I'm thinking like,
what about bunt cakes? Did you text them?
So our friend and listener Z had hit me up on TikTok to send me. This guy goes around testing various restaurants, and he just happened to be in the area, and he hit up all about the bunts. Is that what that shit was called?
Nothing bunt cake.
Nothing bunt cake. And
I heard about that.
So, but oddly enough, the one she sent me, the video the gentleman that was in the city we were headed down to for this toy show. And I was like, yo, I'm going down there like tomorrow. This is so crazy. And so I see it, and I send it to Box, not expecting Box to have received it because it's midnight, and my ass should have been asleep. His ass should have been asleep. But of course, we both up on our phones.
Yeah.
And,
I was just like, why is he texting me about bunt cakes and not like acknowledging the fact that I need to pick his ass up in the morning? But so I finished up what I was doing, and I didn't get much sleep that night, if I'm being completely honest, for reasons I won't divulge on the podcast. But so I get up and like I get ready, and my buddy comes over, and then I go, I text T that I'm like, I'm going to be leaving here. I'll be at your place in like a half hour. He doesn't respond. My buddy comes. We go stop at the ATM, and that's where I realized that my debit card expired 2 months ago, and I never got the new one.
No.
it was a calamitous. Now that I think about that, you had a real calamitous day.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, I have 2 bank accounts with that bank. So all I had to do was go into my app, move the money from the one account to the other, and then use the other debit card that wasn't expired to pull the money out. Mm-hmm. So banking is great in the modern age for that kind of shit. And then the next day I came home and like I went on the app and I ordered a new card. For all I know, it actually might even be in my mailbox right now because I didn't check the mailbox today, so I'll have to do that. But anyway, so I get to T's house and I text him like your chariot is outside or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I give it like a couple minutes, and I don't get like I'm coming, I'm on my way, nothing. So then I call, and he's like clearly groggy, and I'm just like, I'm here. And then I hear, oh shit. And then I hear Vanessa like yelling in the background. And so then, to T's credit, he was outside within a couple minutes. He must have just rubbed the sand out of his eyes and threw his pants on.
Wipe the cold out of my eyes for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this calling me and why?
And why?
My nigga box in the barbershop.
So that we do the drive down there to the place where the toy show is supposed to be at. Pull into the parking lot. The drive was like close to an hour. Pull into the parking lot. And there's 4 cars in the parking lot. There's like nothing going on, no movement anywhere. I'm just like, the fuck? I'm like, did we get here early? But we could have gotten there early because it was supposed to start at 10. So like, my buddy had to pee. He gets out of the car and goes and like starts peeing by a bush.
Oh, but he always has to pee.
He literally peed like 20 times this day. No, like, I'm glad that somebody else got to witness it. That it's not just me making it up. Like literally everywhere we go, he has to pee. But so this is when like my buddy goes, "Are you sure you got the right address?" And I go, "Yeah, like I copied it right from their website." So then he pulls up their website and he goes, "This is tomorrow." And I'm like, "What?" And I pull up their website and I'm like, "Sure shit is." So we were there on Saturday and the toy show was on Sunday. So thankfully, the toy show wasn't the only thing we were going to do this day. So we still had other things to make do with the time that we had. And we decided at that point to go get breakfast because, like, I hadn't eaten anything. T obviously hadn't eaten anything, and my buddy hadn't eaten. So I just Googled, like, breakfast near me. And there was this, like, place, like, 0.8 miles away in the plaza, like, right in front of us. I forget. I was like, what was it? Another cracked egg or something like that?
Yeah, no, yeah. Another broken egg, I think.
Yeah. So we go over there. It's in, like, kind of like a shopping complex. It's like next to like a tuxedo rental place and a Five Guys. And we park by the Five Guys, walk down to the breakfast place, and they say it's like a 45-minute to an hour wait. So we go ahead and put our names on the list, and then we walk across the parking lot to like a Marshall's to go dick around for a bit. I hadn't had to walk in front of moving cars in a while. So like I kind of forgotten what that was like, trying to cross streets with moving traffic and shit. You know, when you're like cooped up in your house for like 2 years, you kind of forget and take for granted some of the things you used to do so easily. And
just social norms that I'm out of shape for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
like going into a department store and it being full of people. That was weird because I haven't experienced that in a couple years either.
Yeah.
Because like most of the stuff I get either comes mailed to my house. I do like curbside pickup. Or the places I've gone haven't had that many people in it. They've been kind of dead. This place was packed out with like soccer moms, like packed out. There was like people in like every aisle. So I ended up getting the text message like when we go to the checkout line that our table's ready. So my buddy runs and goes and gets the table while T and I check out. We go back, order breakfast, and this place ended up being pretty good. Like, I had like a bacon cream cheese omelet with chorizo. I got some potatoes, and then I got a biscuit and a side of carrot cake, walnut pancakes, or some shit like that.
That sounds good.
T ordered these beignets that were fucking fantastic.
You almost put a bin.
I did. The motherfucker's in my head. Yeah. I ended up getting the itis, so I had to sit there for a few. But breakfast was solid, man. Like,
yeah.
I would definitely eat there again. We ended up going to a bookstore that was in the plaza. I bought a diamond bedazzled rose from Golden Girls, so I got another little Betty White to add to the collection. Rest in peace. And then we went to the Goodwill outlet, like the bins. Nothing to be had, like scanned all the textbooks in the bins, and it was popping in the bins. Like when me and my buddy went a couple months ago, we went in like a Saturday evening back in like I want to say November, and it was not crowded there that night. We could walk around freely. Like there were people, but like this day it was like a madhouse in there, and some of the people were acting kind of assholey. Like these young kids who came in. Like when I say young, I mean like probably like late teens, early 20s. they were being real fucking dickish to where like the elders were clearly not cotton into their behavior. So like we got out of there without like, I didn't feel like fighting people to dig through some rubbish. So then we ended up going to the Salvation Army that was like across the street. Walked around in there for a while, which that was kind of fun because like our Salvation Army around here the last couple times I've been in it, like the one over here on my side of town, it's been kind of empty. Yeah. And so like this one felt like when me and my grandmother would go to the unique thrift when I was a kid, where it was like stuff all over the place and like the little grab bags and the stuffed animals above the linen racks and all that kind of stuff. It felt familiar. And I ended up finding a brand new Cleveland baseball All-Star Game hat that saw the stickers on it and everything for $5. And then I found a Build-A-Bear Michelangelo.
Oh, that's sweet.
For $4. And then I bought Dirty Work on DVD for $1.
Rest in peace, Norm.
Yeah. And then so then, like, we still had time, so I Googled where an exchange was, and then we went over to the exchange, and it just so happened that the exchange was in the same parking lot as the Nothing But Cakes place that T wanted to go to. Like, the exact one.
More perfect. My man was like, oh, we'll go here, we'll go here. I'm like, cool. And we come around the corner, and it's like, I mean, like neighbors next door. It was Nothing But Cake one side and the exchange on the other.
It was like the exchange. There was like a Robex smoothie place in between them.
Yeah,
but like they were like almost like right next to each other. Like I parked in front of the Bunk Cake place, and we walked over to the exchange, bought some stuff. Then went and got the Bunk Cakes, which I ate one yesterday, and the other, like, I bought one for me and my buddy to eat, like, with our dinner when we were watching WrestleMania. But then, of course, like, I got full, didn't eat mine, and then he didn't eat his, and then he didn't take his. And so I just ended up eating them the last 2 days. Like, we grabbed a lemon one and a strawberries and cream. Both very good. Like, I highly recommend. I think the lemon one was a little bit better, but they were both excellent. There's one of those places in Strongsville around here, so if you're in my neck of the woods, you don't have to drive an hour south to Canton to get one.
I had there's one on Cedar near me.
I had the red velvet and the praline. And I like the red velvet more than I like the praline. The praline didn't really do nothing praline-esque, so it was just like, okay.
It had no crunchy nuts on top?
Not really, no. But the red velvet, oddly enough, had some chocolate chunks in it. So it didn't be a very it's very nice. Basically, it's just the next logical step after the cupcake invasion of the food world had a few years back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then I stopped and put gas in my car for the first time in 4 months. Like literally, like the last time I put gas in my car, you were with me, Anthony. When we got back from Chicago.
That would have been at Sheets.
Yep. So yeah, it'd been 4 months. Actually, about three and a half. But still, like, and I like, that's not bad. But that probably means I need to get out a little bit more. But so then we ended up going to a World Market, which I'd only ever been to World Market one time. But we were
World Market.
Having gone there now, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And they had some stuff in there that, like, I had ordered, like, $60 worth of ramen noodles, like, the prior week from hmart.com. Mm-hmm. And World Market had, like, all the ones I ordered offline. I could have just grabbed them at the World Market while I was there. It didn't really matter because they were, like, about the same price. And I didn't pay for shipping or anything. So, like, it's not like it cost me any more money or I saved any money or anything. Like, technically I did save money because I had a 10% off coupon for the H-Mart order. So this one time it worked out, but if I was ever at World Market and I had the hankering, I could pick them up there too. But they had like the hot sauces that we used to order offline from like we eat all the time. Just cool stuff.
They got a lot of the hot sauces from Hot Ones at there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they had the bomb, and then they had like some of the ones from other seasons, and then my favorite one's like that black coffee Queen's Majesty one. Like I ended up grabbing a bottle of that. then we like the whole reason we went into World Market though is because my buddy was looking for Japanese mayo, but they didn't have it.
What's that called again?
Kewpie. Yeah. So they didn't have any, but we ended up going to a Asian market that was like 2 miles away from there, and they actually did have it. It was like it looked almost like a corner store. Like you walked in, it had like 2 rows, like a little mini Asian bodega. And I bought some aloe vera water, which I'd never had before. I always kind of wanted to try it. And then I bought like the little pandas that have like the cream in them. I thoroughly enjoy those pandas. They're koalas. Sorry, I bought the koalas that have the strawberry cream in them. T tried to talk me into the Pocky, and I rebuked him.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to buy those for us when we were little. Those things are good as hell.
Oh yeah, I love those things. Shit, they're already gone. Like my buddy busted into them before I even pulled out of the parking lot, and then I've eaten the rest of them during the week. I gave him permission. It's fine. There were 10 packs in there.
Okay, 10 packs.
Yeah, but yeah. So I drank the aloe vera water thing the other day, and like it was fine, but like it was like drinking water with little chunks in it. It was weird. Like I don't know if it did anything for my health, but like at least it didn't taste weird. It was weird drinking like pulpy water.
Yeah, I went to Trader Joe's the other day, and I was watching some video about health benefits and shit, or one of those videos was like, "Hey, these are the 10 things you need to get at Trader Joe's." And Trader Joe's has a unclumpy, version of aloe vera juice.
Yeah, see, like that, the juice isn't clumpy, but then like this one was using gel instead of juice.
It was like
I would have rather been the juice.
Bubble tea aloe water.
Pretty much, yeah. So then we ended up going to a second exchange, and that's where I found that Hulk that you asked me to grab for you. Mm-hmm. That thing is fucking heavy. It is bulky. It's the Diamond Select version. That thing is massive.
I can't wait to see it. And I can't wait to pay. I'll pay you your money.
Thank you, because that thing was $25 plus tax. But I'm telling you, it's a Diamond Select one. It is worth it. But then, like while we were there, I ended up grabbing the Masters of the Universe figure that, like I talked about in the great grandmother passing episode with the bee. They had it with the accessory.
It's funny. Like I cracked up to myself when I was at Target today, and I seen they had like some of the master, because the ones that they have now, like the newer versions, look more shitty than the ones we had when we were kids. They look so bad. They look. I don't know. I almost said something real bad, but they look real shitty compared to the ones that you thought were shitty when you were little.
Well, like when I say shitty, I meant like cheap, like knockoff. Because to me, they look like stuff. Like I was used to Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and stuff. Those, like the Masters of the Universe, look like the toys that I saw that were the knockoffs of things at like the dollar store.
Yeah, but when you talk about them Ghostbuster toys, were doing shit that they don't do now, because like when you twist it, the eyeballs used to pop out of shit on the Ghostbuster toys.
Well, yeah, but they even looked different. They were like, smaller and they were slender, whereas like this Master of the Universe toys, they were bigger and bulkier and like they moved in different ways.
Yeah, they only did this.
But like whenever
articulation.
Yeah, and like all the times I would see figures like that, they would be in like the toy aisle and they'd be like the ones from like Hong Kong or whatever, or like it would be the ones you would see in the dollar store that would like be made to look like the stuff that you're used to, but not quite, So that's why, like to me, that's what I just always thought those were, because I had never seen Masters of the Universe. I didn't know what the hell He-Man was, So like now that I'm older, I get it, but back then I didn't. But anyway, T found one that had like the accessories. So I grabbed that, and that's going to sit on the shelf as maybe I'll put that in that curio cabinet I was telling you guys about. That'll be like a memento in there. But then, like, my buddy bought me a gift, which I totally didn't. I picked up on it when I was at the cat. So I should rewind. There was a glass cabinet at the first exchange we were at where there was these Japanese Pokemon figures from the mid 90s when the first came out, and they were still in the original packaging from Japan and everything. And they had a Gengar, which is my favorite Pokemon, but it was $65, and I'm like, I'm not spending $65 right now on this. So I let it go, and then when we went to the second exchange, somebody must have had like an entire case of them because they had like 20 Gengars in this case, and 2 of them were unpunched. And like my buddy was like, he was showing them to me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, and he had me look them up on eBay and everything. And then he like calls me over and he's like, which one do you think is good? And like I'm looking through them all, and I'm like, oh, this one. And then as I'm doing it, I stop and I turn to him. I'm like, you're not planning on buying me one of these, are you? and he says something like, well, now you're ruining the surprise. I'm thinking, like, how is it going to be a surprise? Like, you're in the same car as me. Like, we're going to be checking out right next to each other. But I was, like, I picked up on it, like, within a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. So I really appreciate it. I got to find, like, a plastic case to, like, make sure that punch doesn't get punched out, because that's what really, like, brings it over the top is, like, finding them unpunched is pretty wild. Like any action figure unpunched, like that just drives up the collectability of it. And he found something that he and I used to go hunting for him. He always wanted the little BB-8 that you could remote control with your phone.
Oh wow!
And he and I had, like, when those first came out, we used to go to Targets and stuff looking for him because BB-8's like his favorite Star Wars character, and we could never find one. And then he was talking about how he was recently looking for them, and they were like $90 online. Well, when we were over by the Star Wars case inside this exchange, they had one for $45.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah, so he ended up getting the guy taken out of the case. They plugged it up, and like it powered on. So he ended up buying it, and I guess like they discontinued support for the software, so he had to find some sort of secondary hardware for it. I haven't talked to him much the last couple of days, so I don't know what came of it, but he definitely bought it and was like charging it up in the car on the way home. But we came back to Cleveland, took T home. We ended up hanging out at T's for a little bit, and I was tired at this point, from like being up all night the night before practically. I haven't been active very much in the last 2 years, so walking around stores and driving and everything was starting to take a little toll on me physically. And then we still had to go like pick up dinner because we decided to order pizza and pick it up before we headed back to my place to watch the first night of WrestleMania. So I had to find like visiting T and Vanessa is fine, but like it becomes kind of like you almost feel trapped at a certain point where like everyone's just hanging out talking, and you keep trying to find the way to like get out of the jump rope, but the rope keeps spinning. So I finally had to like put my foot down. Like, look, man, it's 7:10. We still need to go get the pizza. Drive back to my house. The pay-per-view starts in 50 minutes. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Dan may have thought he put his foot down, but who put his foot down? Me. I was like, man, go get your food. Your show's coming on soon. And then that snaps Dan to like, oh, yeah, that's a thing that's happening, and I probably have to stop this man because his friend will keep going because that's how his friend works. He can't help himself. He literally can't help himself. He'll just keep chatting.
Yeah. Well, like, I brought it up twice. Like, that's why.
Yes, and he did not hear you either time. I promise you. He was rolling, and he was like, and then, Vanessa gave him that damn BB-8, and he was over the moon off of that, too. It was it was too much at once for that man. So then I had to put it in his ear, and he's like, oh, yes, I need to go get this food. Like, yes, there you go, buddy.
So then I had never been to the pizza place.
Yeah.
And I thought it was in the plaza off Center Ridge.
Oh, no, it's off on Detroit.
Yeah, so he wasn't paying attention when I was driving, so I took the freeway, got off at Holland, and headed over to the plaza, and I'm like, where is this place? And he goes, oh, it's not over here. It's over by the Whole Foods. So then, like, thankfully, it's not that far away. It's like a mile up the road, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I definitely thought it was in that other plaza. But so I go over to the pizza where the pizza place is, and like, keep in mind, I've already maintained at this point the fact that we're in a time crunch. And he goes, "Oh, hey, can we stop in the liquor store? I want to see if they have this because this girl I'm dating also drinks whiskey, and I wanted to introduce her to this certain bottle." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, fine. We can go in there real quick for a minute."
Now, see, that is where Box fucks up. He's sweet, and he's such a giver that he'll be like, "I will take you anywhere on this adventure so you don't feel like you didn't get to go where you want to go on this adventure." But you had already adventured all yourself to death at that point. You gotta say no sometimes, baby. You gotta.
I just know if the shoe were on the other foot, I wouldn't want someone to tell me no.
I know, but you had said yes to everything, including like, "Hey, let's go to this store that this woman said might be around here, hopefully to find this mayo." That was just dumb luck.
Well, I mean, I used Google to find it. It's not like we drove around aimlessly. Like we had Google Maps on our side. It took us right there.
To reverse the whatever. A woman back at the World Market heard us mention Cupid, and she's like, and I was like, and heard me tell our buddy that they didn't have it here, and she was like, "Well, there's a couple of Asian markets around here, and you should be able to find it there." So we was like, "All right, we'll throw it in the GPS and see what happens." So that's how that ended up working itself out.
It was crazy too, the fact that this place had it, because like we walked in, I'm like, "Oh, this place ain't gonna have it," in my mind, just because it was like so small. Like I would expect like a bigger grocery store, but it really was like a fucking Asian bodega. Yeah, and but sure as shit, they ended up having it. It was like they had it in the freezer. There was a couple bottles there. But anyway, so like we go inside the liquor store, and
Simone's, Simon's, whatever the fuck that shit is.
No, it was started with an M. It's right next to Whole Foods.
There's a liquor store there? Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's really like literally right next to Whole Foods. Like they're in the plot. They're connected. It's like Minodi's or some shit like that. But we go inside there. They didn't have it. But like, so he's like trying to make up his mind. He's like, should I get this or should I get this or should I get these two because they don't have this? I'm just like, and this went on for a few minutes, and I'm like, look, man, it's 7:37. We still need to drive across the plaza to go pick up this pizza. I need to pee, and then we still have to drive back to my house, and the show starts in 23 minutes. Make a decision. So he ends up buying two things, and then we go over to the pizza place, and there's like people standing outside. Like there's a line for the pizza place. Thank God we called early. So I send him in, and I just stayed in the car. He brought it out, and then I drove us back. We got back to my house at 8:05, so we missed the first 5 minutes, which isn't that big of a deal because they usually just run like a 10-minute video package anyway. So we didn't really miss anything, thankfully. But yeah, ended up eating pizza, ate some cookie, laid on the couch, super tired and sore, watched WrestleMania until like midnight, and then went to bed. So what started out as a chaotic day with poor planning, or a mistake, I should say, ended up being a pretty good day. It was nice to get out of the house, go see some stuff, be some places I'd never been before. Had a good meal with some good people.
It sounds
Watch
like a
your friend
wonderful time.
try to flirt and really be bad at it. Really bad at it.
He's rusty.
The problem is he tries too hard to be quirky and funny when, like, the girl don't need you to be making these stupid jokes. Just tell her what kind of bread you want. It was
that. I don't know if she grasped that was what was happening.
For those that aren't following, when we were at the breakfast place, my buddy's ordering his food, and he can't just like order things and be normal. He's got to like take the long way around to everything, and he's got to try and make it be funny, and got to be over the top. It's just like she asks him if he wants like a biscuit or toast or whatever, and then he goes like, "Oh, I can't have fruit," and then. But like I don't know if he actually wants fruit, but the way he's saying it, it's like he's like trying to make it seem like he's appalled. But then she's like, "No, we can't substitute bread for fruit." and then he just stares at her like he's gonna like stare into like submission or something, and it just comes off as this like awkward, unnecessary scene that's painful to watch from a third party perspective. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, just shut up and order some fucking toast. This woman's clearly confused. She doesn't think you're funny. Just order the goddamn toast
that he didn't eat.
He didn't even fucking eat it. That blew. When I saw that, when it was going back with all the empty plates, I was like, "Oh, you fucking kidding me? All that you didn't even eat it."
Yeah, it was disrespectful. But that was hilarious. Oh my God.
I think though that day I ended up spending more money on other people than I did myself, because I bought T a thank you gift for all the Kit Kats he brought me from Canada with him in the store. I literally showed it to him before I bought it, and then I handed it to him when we were done. And then
Which, oddly enough, still unexpected.
Yeah. And then I got Anthony's birthday present in one of the stores that he doesn't know about yet.
I appreciate it.
He knows it exists. It's a theory.
My birthday is right around the corner.
Yeah, well, you'll probably be getting the gift the next time I see you, even if it's like a month before your birthday.
Okay.
Oh, shit. But there you go. Daniel has shared with you his adventures of this week. As they were my adventures too, there's really no need for me to jump in and chime in. I mean, whatever. I can tell you that today my kid found out that they got the lead in a play at school, and then further told me later on, was like, it is apparently pretty nearly an all black cast. A black girl wrote it, and knows of her brother, knows their brother, so that all worked itself out. So it's like, oh, cool. This is all tight. This is game tight right now. I fuck with it all the way up. And everyone seems very proud of my kid for doing that, and I thought that's pretty dope. I myself am proud of my kid, but still. So that was a legit a good time to be had there. That's about, like I said, that's about the only thing that's really going on in my world. But for now, let us head on over to these mean streets of Reddit for a little something we like to get down with called Emma the Asshole. Each week we head over to the subreddit Emma the Asshole, and we snag a few. This week only a couple, and we decide if these people are indeed the asshole. Oftentimes, they are not. Sometimes, motherfuckers be fucking up, and that's always a good time. I enjoy it. So that's what's up with up. Our two this week are Am the Asshole for refusing to take down a picture of my dead father. And the next one, Am the Asshole for reporting the pizza delivery guy for sliding a note under my girlfriend's door. So let's get to it. Am the Asshole for refusing to take down pictures of my dead father. Throwaway account here. So to preface, my 25 female father died after a battle with cancer 11 years ago. I have 3 younger siblings. My mother and father were very happily married for almost 2 decades, and she was devastated at his passing. She started dating a new man just over 2 years ago, and they moved in a few months later while all my siblings were living at home. My mother removed all the pictures of my father from the house immediately because it makes the new partner uncomfortable, except for one of my father on his own, which she has since removed. My father and her partner put pressure on 2 of my now adult siblings to move out, and so they are now living with me. To get to the crux of the situation, we have a picture of my father and mother together in our house, along with many other pictures of everyone in our lives. My mother has asked me if I could temporarily remove the pictures whenever they rarely come up to visit, as it makes him uncomfortable. I refused and said that it was our house, and if he's not comfortable seeing the picture of our parents, then they can simply not visit. She did not take this well at all and has continued to go on and on about how unfair and disrespectful I'm being. My aunts and uncles are on her side and have been brought into it, and they believe I should be accommodating and considerate of her partner's feelings. Now, I'm wondering if I'm an asshole for refusing and thinking that maybe for the sake of keeping the peace and not making him uncomfortable when he's here, I should take them down temporarily. So, am I the asshole?
I'm gonna say no.
Same. It is your home. It is your space. It is not your job. It is sort of your job to make your guests comfortable, in your home. But if Buddy is uncomfortable about a picture of your long dead father, that's some other deeper shit that he needs to work through, not for you to work through for him. So I would agree that this person is not the asshole.
I agree.
Yeah.
For reasons that T said that I was also going to say.
I'm scrolling down the old comments trying to see if I see anything popping up. I don't see any comment that is particularly sticking out here, but here I'll read you this set of comments because they thread off each other. Not the asshole. Pretty sad that your mother's partner feels like he's competing with someone who passed away. He needs to work out his insecurities, and your mother needs to stop enabling this BS from him. Then someone responds, this is not just insecure, this is controlling. He's eliminating all signs of her life with another man before him. No pictures around, no children, living in a shared home and extremely limited contact. It sounds, with the children overall, he's removing all exposure to the kids and dead husband, just wiping them away. This mom sounds pathetic for acquiescing to such behavior on his part. And then the response to that is, worse, he's not only doing this in the home where he lives, but is trying to do it in homes of the children of the dead man, controlling on steroids. Why on earth the aunt and uncle are trying to shame the OP for choosing to have pictures of her parent on her walls because her mom's controlling entitled new husband has demanded they go just makes my head spin. What about the OP's feelings for her parent and having her home comfortable for her? Do they seriously expect her to bow down and do what she's told because new stepfather is prepared to be a total asshole to anyone who won't do as he demands? I mean, I basically just said the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So that is what's up. This person is certainly not the asshole. Their mom and their mom is in an uncomfortable position. And I don't know what I don't know what she can do about that. But that dude looking at you real sideways. Like, bro, get over yourself. Get some help. Seek some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's exactly what I was saying. That Michael Jordan. Was that for gambling? What was that PSA
I think
for?
It was drugs from back in the day, in the 80s.
I know it was a PSA of some sort that Michael Jordan did, so there you go. Next up, am I the asshole for reporting the pizza delivery guy for sliding a note under my girlfriend's door? Situation. I, male 28, was spending the weekend with my girlfriend at her place. We decided to order some pizza, and she ordered from her usual restaurant. When the delivery guy arrived, I opened the door, and he looked at me confused, then proceeded to ask where girlfriend's name was. I said, excuse me? And asked why he was asking, and he said, nothing. It was just that he's used to deliver to her, and this is the first time he saw me, so he thought she moved. I told him she was busy, then took the pizza and gave him money, and while I was turning, I saw him still standing. I asked how can I help, and he said, don't mind me, I'm just standing here waiting. I told him he shouldn't be standing outside like that, and he rudely said it wasn't my property. I got angry, but didn't want to escalate it. So I said this wasn't public property, and he should leave. I then went inside and shut the door. 10 minutes later, I caught a note getting slid under the door. I went to look and opened the door and saw the pizza guy going downstairs. I stopped him immediately and then read what the note said. He kept calling my girlfriend with her name and said that he was worried about her and how she said he would and how sad he was that he didn't see her this time. I asked if he left a note just to confirm, then told him I'd report him to his boss for his behavior. He said this wasn't for me and I'm not the owner of this place, so it was none of my business. We argued loud enough for my girlfriend to come out. I told her what he did, and she told me to leave it alone and go back inside. I said, all right then, But soon as I walked in, I called his workplace and wanted to speak to the manager.
This
Come
dude
on,
Kevin.
Karen. A Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin, the male Karen is a Kevin. I told him what the guy did, and he promised to take care of it and said that he won't be working for them anymore. Don't know if he was just telling me what I wanted to hear. But when I told my girlfriend, she got mad, saying I shouldn't have done this, and escalated by getting this dude fired. I asked if she was okay with what he did, and she said no. But now she can no longer order from this restaurant as they block any customers that complain. I said maybe good riddance then. She said I overreacted and had no right to do this when it's not even my apartment. Correct. I didn't know what to say, but she completely shut down and refused to talk to me except to say I'm being too insecure and petty. Edit. Something else is going on. I don't know, but from his attitude, it didn't seem like he knew her well enough to act this comfortably. I tried to talk to him, asking if I could help, but he shut me down completely, acting like I'm not even there. I wanted to get more clarification from my girlfriend, but she refused, and I didn't want to pressure her. Also, I doubt this guy lost his job, and I also doubt my girlfriend was blocked as a customer. As for the note, it was him addressing her directly. He's worried that he was sad he didn't get to see her.
He's trying to give her that extra sausage.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Rock
I'm done with this big sausage pizza.
Put that out the fucking cabinet on your ass. First of all, my man violated by not asking, am I the asshole? Because, sir, you are the asshole.
You are an asshole, yes. I agree.
Surely. That's a real dickish behavior. Your girlfriend clearly is cool with the pizza guy. The pizza guy very cool with your girlfriend. And
Oh, yeah.
and might have
coolness going on there.
legit been like, bruv, who the fuck is you? I ain't never seen you before, and I deliver pizza here with a bit of regularity. That shit's scary that some stranger just showed up at this place that I normally come to, kick it, spit a little game, so forth and so on too. If anything, that pizza guy looks out for your lady when he's on his rounds, which is pretty okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the boyfriend messed up a friendship, if anything else. Yeah, old boy might have been, pushing it a little further because, dudes are assholes and, we do try to get that meat in when we can. So that might have been a little bit of the case. But, like, for the most part, like, the pizza guy was, like, 75% right.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe 60.
So, that is a wild one.
I feel like the guy was just marking his territory, and the pizza guy was just trying to wiggle his way into the honey pot.
I feel like we don't need to be marking our territory. If you and your girlfriend have a good relationship, it is not even a problem you have to worry about. So you don't got to go pissing on the fucking doorknob to say, this is my pussy. We know, guy. Relax.
He definitely went overboard by like calling in a job, like
for sure.
Like if you had a problem, which like he obviously did, like once you talk to your girl about it and she told you to chill, you chill.
Exactly.
That's it.
How much pizza does this lady order that she's got this kind of relationship with the driver?
Bro, we are in the middle of a pandemic. I'm never hating on anybody for what they do to get through these fucking times. Just as much pizza as you need, that's fine. That is just ducky.
That could be wings and salads too. It's just not pizza places cover it all.
Exactly, man. One big old glow in the dark comment. Let's do that for the people. This is from Winnie the Grizzly, whose title in this thread is "Asshole Enthusiast." Because I guess this person does enough of commenting on things to get that tag up. It's your girlfriend's apartment. Your girlfriend placed the order. It's your girlfriend's relationship with the pizza guy. Not implying anything intimate here, just the routine interactions we have with the minor players in our lives. The note was to your girlfriend. Your girlfriend asked you to drop it. If your girlfriend has been upset by this guy's behavior, I'd say not the asshole. In a vacuum, it sounds creepy. However, the only time she indicated she didn't approve of this was when you were in a white-hot rage immediately after having gotten someone fired, which you know is it when someone is going to say they like someone else's attention? You took it upon yourself to grab your girlfriend's letter without even letting her read it first. You took it upon yourself to chase some guy away. You took it upon yourself to get the dude fired even after your girlfriend told you she wanted you to leave it alone. You lied to your girlfriend about agreeing to leave it alone, so this didn't happen in a vacuum. Maybe she's been complaining to the delivery guy about her controlling boyfriend, and he legitimately was worried about her. I've never even met you, and you sound controlling and worrisome to me. If you are worried that someone you loved is being stalked by a creeper and doesn't realize it, the way to handle it is a conversation, not by even being more creepily possessive and scarier than the potential stalker. If you are worried that your girlfriend and the pizza guy are getting too flirty, the way to handle it is with a conversation with your girlfriend, possibly a breakup, not by getting a guy fired. You're the asshole. I fully agree. My man, that's why my man got all the fucking awards for this fucking post, and it's glowing pink in the thread.
I think he should have peed on the delivery driver.
He even got a golden peach emoji award, which shows
golden booty,
which is 80 coins to the from the community to him. Right on.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but all right.
Yeah. but do you, little man? All right.
Coins, peaches. We were in the shit out of Mario World.
Pretty much.
Yes, quite. Those are kind of like achievements in this situation. I feel you. All right, that's what's up. On to the next. So, as in the realm of entertainment this week, I started watching Our Flag Means Death, which is on HBO Max. It is a Max series, so it's not an HBO series, if that matters to you. Taika Waititi, that's his show, another show of his, because he also has What We Do in the Shadows over on FXX. I don't know, one of those FXs. But
on Hulu the next day.
Yeah, Our Flag Means Death is a show about the gentleman pirate, and I gotta remember his name. So it's actually kind of fictionalized historical fiction. I don't know how you word that. Stede Bonnet, and Stede Bonnet was an actual person, a gentleman pirate who indeed did leave his who was a land-owning gentry and who did leave to go hit the seven seas and did indeed kick it with Blackbeard the pirate. And so all these things are factual in that regard, but it's meant mostly, it's taken mostly as a kind of a romantic kind of comedy vibe. And it's really fun so far. I have watched 4 episodes, I believe. I'm going to do 3 episodes now as I'm reading the Wikipedia overviews of each. So I've watched 3 of 10 episodes, and they're real fun. It's a very interesting show, and I would think you two would fuck with it if you gave it a go. I don't know how you feel about pirates, Anthony, but I think you like Taika Waititi a little bit, right?
I do.
So I think that's where that would work out for you.
I'll give it a try. I do like. I guess, and I like the dude that used to be on Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah. I can't even remember those guys' name to save my life, but yeah, those guys. So yeah, like I said, I think it's a very fun show, and I would tell you to get down with that. I'm trying to think if I watched anything else. I actually don't believe I have. I think that's about all I have gotten down with. And it was, like I said, it is a relatively delightful little program. And God, I feel like did I tell you I started that movie Bubble? Did we talk about that? No, because it came out after we recorded.
You brought it up in the car when we were on our way to Canton.
Yeah, so Judd Apatow movie called Bubble. What it is they're filming a sequel to a movie inside of a COVID bubble, and as time goes along, crazy things keep happening during the production of the movie. Somebody ends up with COVID, so that ends up making everybody have to go back to quarantine because they have to do their first 14 days of quarantine, and they do it relatively well. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they do it, standing on their heads, but they do it pretty well. But then having to go after being free to at least in their bubble to having to forced to go back into quarantine was fucking them up. Some of the actors, one of them just literally ran off. He's like, I can't go back. I guess he like treated like he was jail, and he literally ran off set. Because that happened, they ended up having to bring in a security company to basically lock it down. And that security company leads up to all sorts of pratfalls, including one of the actresses having their hand shot off. Crazy, crazy movie that was going good. And then I was like, oh yeah, this seems like it's going to wrap up nicely. Great movie. But no, it was another, it's still, because I've yet to go back to it, another half hour left of this movie. And I was like, y'all got to fucking stop. I do not need a 2.5 hour comedy of any shape. I simply don't.
All his movies are like that. Like, he has quite a few movies where they could be a half an hour shorter.
This literally, I will pull up Netflix right quick and tell you exactly how much time remains in my watch. And I guarantee you it is in that half hour. And usually what's funny is sometimes they'll send you an email like, don't you want to finish up? And I'm like, 2 hour, buddy.
Like 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, shit, that Apollo 10.5 movie is up. That Richard Linklater movie, animated movie. So I definitely will probably end up watching that.
Like 40-Year-Old Virgin, that whole, like, I think that was like 15 minutes too long.
39 minutes, 51 seconds remains. I have watched 2 hours and 6 minutes of it.
Oh, wow.
That's too much fucking movie, Judd Apatow. By a lot.
Okay, so Knocked Up. Like the whole Vegas scene and stuff like that, where they, that part, it's a lot of shit that could have been cut out that movie, but, and not to mention, back in those days, I had it on like DVD and stuff, and that shit was another 15 minutes longer.
Oh yeah, because the extended cuts and stuff like that there. Well, like I said, this one does not have that level of funny. So it's like, no, you're not maintaining the level of funny I need to be like, oh, I'm having a good time. And in fact, I'm no longer having a good time because it's done got dark. Like I said, somebody done got their hand shot off. Somebody else done fucking done got caught up for some other shit. The actress in the movie is played by Karen Gillan, is unhappy now. She don't want to even be in the movie anymore. And at the point that I'm in the movie, they just announced that they're going to go ahead and just start filming the sequel. And she's like, I didn't agree to this. And so it got real fucked up. And so I was like, one of his daughters is in that movie. And I can't remember which one.
I think it's Maz. Or it's the one. It's not the one that's on Euphoria. It's the other one.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find that movie. Japanese animated film. The Bubble. All right. And that is... Which one of these damn appetizers is in this damn movie?
Is it Sadie?
Either way, it's funny to see her because I hadn't seen her since... was it that one? Or was it 40-Year-Old? Whatever. Whichever. I hadn't seen her since... Oh, I guess she might have been in Love, right? You said,
yeah, she was the young lady that was in the show, the lead actress that he.
Yeah, that is her. That's that's how I know her face so well. I'm like, yo, I know that face. Why have they not have her listed in these damn characters? Maybe I'll just jump over to IMDb. Like, it's weird that they didn't have her listed because, like I said, she's a star in them. Like, she is one of the one of the main actors in the movie. So it's weird they don't just have her listed there. Iris Apatow. So you're right, it's not Maud, it's the other. Fuck old is this child now? Because like I said, it's like she was a kid. It's like it's weird that it's weird to see her now as a near adult, 19 years old. So
she is an adult now.
Yeah. But I would I don't know, man. It's like it starts off so strong that it's like it sucks that it just peters out like that, you know? So, but y'all been watching anything? Anything y'all care to share?
I watched the full season of the show called Chad on HBO Max today.
What's it about?
It's about like this 14-year-old boy who's just growing up awkward and shit. And did you used to watch New Girl?
No, but I'm kind of aware of its general premise.
Well, it was Winston's ex-girlfriend who was a cop who plays this little guy. So it's like which is pretty funny.
So it's a grown up playing like a middle schooler or high school or whatever.
A freshman in high school. It was pretty funny. I finished it in one day, which was surprising because like it was only 8 episodes, and I was like, I looked up, I was like, shit, it's done.
Nasim Pedrad is her name.
Yeah.
Man, Cece from New Girl was so hot.
Yeah, she is. She still is, I think, maybe.
Let us pray.
I watched that today. Just watching some of the. Did you guys watch Moon Knight?
I have not watched Moon Knight. I've not started Moon Knight yet.
I have. I'm current.
So,
in your opinion on it, that should I be watching Moon Knight? Should I be jumping on Moon Knight now, or should I?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
it's all right. Like, I would probably say. I would say probably way.
Doctor Strange at all?
I don't see any connection whatsoever.
Very good.
But at least not yet. It's only one episode.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like, outside of, like, some Easter egg type stuff, it's pretty much, like, just its own thing. There's no connection so far that I can see.
Cool. I would like to... I'll just get on it. I just, like I said, it kind of showed up. I mean, I knew it was coming, and then it was, like, there, and I was like, what the... So... it kind of took me by surprise. Now I have to get to it. Maybe me and Vanessa will start it tomorrow and then knock out the 2 episodes that are out now. So that is a plot in the scheme. I started Lost Judgment on Xbox, and I love being back in Yakami's shoes. It's very fun. It's a very interesting story so far. So I'm kind of excited to delve further into it, and. I think that's the only thing I've been playing. So I pulled the Game Boy. I pulled the analog pocket out to show when boxing. Our buddy was over at my house the other night. I pulled it out to show them, and I was like, "Well, back in that motherfucker." So actually, currently in my analog pocket is Operation C for the Game Boy.
Oh,
which I got not complete in box, but I got. It literally came with the manual, the cartridge, the plastic holder that Game Boy games used to come in. And so forth.
Oh,
so,
I looked up that Game Boy that we saw at the exchange.
Yeah, the $1,000 one.
I cannot find a single reference on the internet to justify that price point.
Oh, so that's just them being trying
like there has been no complete inbox sold in the last 10 years on eBay, and like used just the consoles sell for like $80 to $100. So, like, I think they just set it at 1,000, and they're just hoping that someone comes in and pays it.
Wow.
So,
yeah,
for what I'm saying is, like, for those who aren't following, at one of the exchange stores we were at, they had a Game Boy SP that was this limited edition tattooed variant. They had it complete in box, and they were selling it for $1,000.
I wonder how much they paid for it. Probably $4.
I'm guessing a lot less than that, like because they lowball on a lot of stuff. I took them like some stuffed animals one time that were worth like $200, and they offered me like $35.
Yeah, you can buy just the Game Boy and the power supply on eBay right now for $150.
Mm-hmm.
Now I realize that's not complete in box, and I guess the box might mean something to somebody, but the system itself in what looks to be pretty decent shape.
I think they're charging twice what it should be worth max, and I still would think like half of that is still overpriced. Yeah. To some people, yeah, I guess like if who collect that kind of stuff, it might not be crazy, but to me, like I think like complete in box for that no more than $500-600 if you're really desperate. $1,000 to me just seems ludicrous.
Now, a lot. I'd say some of their stuff just was. I was like, sir, I don't really fuck with your prices. Here's all accessories and games with games, so that's even better. That one's $200 or best offer. Again, I don't see any complete in box. So like you said, there's no. I can't.
I can't wait until garage sale season starts. I want to start going out more.
See what you can dig up.
Yeah, I don't like the interaction with people. Like when I know obviously I'm walking into somebody's property and I have to be cordial and shit. That's part of why I like thrift stores, because thrift stores I can just walk in. I don't have to talk to anyone. Garage sales is a little more personal, and I'm not about to chit chat.
I love estate sales, but it's the same thing because usually, garage sales are usually in the driveway, but estate sales be having bomb ass shit, but you got to go up in their house. And what else is usually sad about estate
Somebody
sales?
passed away.
Yeah, somebody passed away, and they're like, I'm attached to this emotionally, and I'm not gonna go down on the price.
Well, usually, if it's a big sale, a big house, the family will hire a company to handle the sale.
Yeah, the last one I went to, it wasn't a big company. It was the lady's daughter, and she was like, "Look," because I wanted this rocking chair, and I bought it. She was like, "Look, this is the first day of this sale. My prices aren't going down." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." But I do love those because you get some. Or I remember one time I was at a garage sale, and this lady, I guess they were getting divorced. She was like, "Oh, you like those tools? Just take a handful of them and give me $10. These were my ex-husbands." I'm like, dope.
I haven't been doing estate sale since I was in college. I remember I bought a Temptations record. Don't know what happened to the record. I had it in my grandma's house.
What do you do with the record, sir?
It was at my grandmother's house in a cabinet, and so for all I know, my mom threw it away when she packed up all the stuff there or something. I don't know. Or it's in a box in my mom's attic. I don't know.
I see several complete in box European versions. The highest price I see for any of those is, I think it was like $300. I scrolled away from it, not thinking I would need to pull it back up to tell you this, but yeah, there's one it's in the UK with a $50 with $46 for shipping, $294.50. So it is nothing that rare. Maybe the American box is what makes it rare, but not $1,000 rare, no, sir. So that was wild. I never thought about going to a estate sale. I wonder if I don't know. Like y'all said, it comes with some caveats. So
I think the estate sale will be easier to handle than a garage sale.
Yeah.
At least that's the experience that I've had with them. You have a little more freedom to move around.
I remember we used to look in the sun pressed paper. I don't know if those are even around anymore. But, they used to come out on Thursdays. And you look in the sun pressed paper and they'll show estate sales, garage sales. But hopefully if things are better, I do miss going to garage sales in the summertime. Looking forward to it.
Getting down to get down.
Yeah, I want to do that, and I want to do the flea market.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going. I haven't been in a flea market since it used to be damn the Memphis Drive-In, so I ain't been to a flea market in a very long time. So,
I do miss the Memphis Drive-In.
Yeah, bro.
Flea market.
Lick. So
it's just like a mini mall.
Well, I was talking about Hartville Flea Market. Go hit up the restaurant and everything. I love going to that kitchen.
You know the one you had to protect Anthony from Nazis at?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I don't know. I think there were more redneckers than Nazis.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Nazis, but it definitely felt like I had to step in. There was I didn't like the way they were looking at him, and They can't kind of like a little bit of a "what are you doing here, boy" about them.
I mean,
Do not fuck with that.
Yeah, I'm glad I had you there with me. It's like black people don't get here till 1. What you doing here?
Like, sir. Okay, apparently I'm really good at Operation C, the game I had not played since I was a child. But I'm over here bodying motherfuckers. You want to see your boy? No, not the save, not load save. Right on. There you go. We've shown you a show. It'll be when it's all said and done. It'll be a couple hours long. Yeah, you'll be okay. I think it'll get you through your Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon and whatnot. You know the drill. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Go ahead and give us a subscribe over on our YouTube channel. It stays crunchy. Our Twitch channel stays crunchy milk. Follow us on Twitter at SkimPod, SKIMPOD. Follow us over on Instagram, stays crunchy and milk. TikTok stays crunchy and milk. I need all those things. So just get it done. Get it done. Join us on these missions. With good times. We try to post and have fun. So it's all to the good. We'll do right by you. I need all the love over on TikTok. Like I said, we're really trying to push forward on that one. So
we're trying to be the new book talk. We're gonna make pod talk. Pod talk. Trademark, copyright.
Speaking of which, over on TikTok, I posted up our latest Emmett Asshole over there video, and this woman responded was like, "That's not how that person didn't respond to you. That video went up. That post went up over 100 days ago. I checked." Anthony first responded, and then I, as the show responded, was like, "Let me tell you something. I said we. I think I spoke in the royal. We reached out to the person who wrote that, and they messaged me back, direct DM me back, and if need be, I can show you screenshots." And that same person went in, deleted their comment, and then followed our TikTok page. Fuck with it. They knew they was wrong. They had to fucking pay us back for it. You should have a fresh TikTok here at some point during the day tomorrow. From our new recording methodology, we'll see how that works for you. So, like I said, you definitely want to be getting down with TikTok. It's like I said, it's something we're doing a real push on over here. If you want to support the show financially, just have a few bucks or so away. I understand in this day and age, not a lot of people got extra dough right now, but if you do. We have a Patreon where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month, including early access new shows. That's where you get issues of On the Road to Real ODP early. That's something we just recently worked out. That my man sends me some shits early, and y'all get them first, and then they make their way to the show. So the show that went up today got On the Road with the Real ODP that Patreon listeners had for like 2-3 weeks now. So just saying, you get down and help us out at the same time. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/stationcrunchy all one word. Also, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. And speaking of hearing from you, we have an email address, podcast@stagecrunchyandmilk.com. And we have an email this week. This is from, can I say this person's name? I am not going to say your name, but you know who you are, and you know you're a patron of ours. And you know when you hear me read this email that you indeed were the one who sent it, and you could let us know if you're okay with us saying your name. No problem if you don't want us to say your name, but if you are okay with us saying your name, then we will. I'll tell you guys who wrote it to us afterwards. And this email starts, "Let me tell you the truth about 9/11.
Oh, wow.
In the year 1920, the Boston Red Sox sell Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees, ending their dominance of the MLB and beginning the Yankees' dominance of MLB. So on September 11, 2001, 2 planes take off from Logan International Airport in Boston, Mass., and then crash into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. The stacks result in the death of over 2,000 New Yorkers, satisfying whatever blood sacrifice the demon demanded from Boston to break the curse. The proof? Who won the 2004 World Series, and who did they beat in the ALCS? Cheers." So that's That's a conspiracy theory you can share with your pop then. See if it holds any sway over the man.
He won't care because it's sports related. He'll say it's a waste of time.
Anywho, that's Tatum 216.
Good night. See you next Thursday. See you next Thursday.
It's Lushbox 2099.
Nailed it.
Our missing man, he tried so hard, y'all. I want y'all to know the efforts and steps my man went through to try to be on this show tonight. Do not go unnoted, sir. Thank you for always trying to be here. That's the real ODP.
He ran on the stage like Eddie Kane. He was trying to sing with us.
Nice like this.
The rain just will fall.
He's literally probably running through the woods right now with a cell phone in hand trying to get signal.
I am the Entertainer 713. You have just been podcasting, and I know you loved it. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll see you next. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.